I bet that old bag rang the cops just so she could get us booted out of here.
Yeah. I hope it was that and not Mrs. M.
How do you mean?
Well, we thought it must have been Mrs. M that dobbed young Peter in, but I don't reckon she'd do that.
Oh, I don't know. She was a screw, and once a screw, always a screw.
Yeah, but she's always been very good to us, Bea, and she's helped us a lot as a welfare officer.
Well, if she did dob young Pete in, that'll be the end of her. We'll send her to Coventry. She'll be able to do her job. She'll have to quit.
I don't reckon she'd do it. I just couldn't see it myself.
Well, the cops did turn up right on time, didn't they?
Yeah, but they didn't mention young Peter.
Ah, but they were looking for something. I think we'll be very careful of our welfare officer until we know for sure.
All right, come on. Bag it in. Into the bus.
Oh, girls. Hey, Mr. Fletcher, what do you reckon our chances are of ever coming back here?
Well, now that someone's escaped from here, Smith, what do you reckon our chances would be?
From the way Jim carried on, you'd think I'd gone there on purpose just to cause trouble. The papers had to be signed. They were important.
Well, there's no way you'd know it'd cause any trouble.
Of course not. What are you doing, Bride?
I'm going to move the mailbag, Mrs. Powell.
Nobody told you to move it. That box of stationery, start stacking it. It's all right. I'll get it. Wentworth Detention Centre, Officer Powell speaking. No, I'm sorry Mrs. Davidson isn't in today. Yes, I suppose she would be at home. An escape? Look, would you like me to advise her? All right, no, I'll let you do it. Yes, right, bye. One of the women's escaped from the attendance centre.
Oh, they'll be hell to pay for that.
You can say that again.
Who was it?
It's got nothing to do with you, Bride. Get back to your work.
Yes, well, I'll go over to Wentworth and organise things from there. Yes, I do think there was adequate supervision at the house. Well, 2 officers to guard 6 women seems more than sufficient. Yes, I am sure the department will be most disturbed about it. Well, thank you for contacting me. Now, I really must get over to Wentworth. Goodbye. Oh, Doreen Burns.
Do you think anyone will be there?
No, never has been.
Oh, it's real pretty up here, isn't it? It's just like a painting.
Yeah, me mum said they used to hire out boats in the old days, but nobody bothers with it anymore.
Oh, suppose you brought all your old girlfriends up here, did you?
Yeah, 3 at a time.
Well, I hope none of them turn up while we're here, because it looks like a real good place for us to lie low for a while. Smells a bit musty in here.
Yeah, I don't suppose it's been used for a while.
Sure you didn't bring your old girlfriends up here?
Yeah, of course I am. I used to come here a lot, though, when I had a fight with my old man. So I thought I may as well make it comfy.
Yeah. We could be real cosy in here.
Yeah.
Oh. You're a bit of a fast worker, aren't you?
Well, I told you I liked you.
Yeah, well, I like you too. A lot. But we've got to work out how we're going to manage, you know, and get food and stuff like that.
Yeah, but can't we worry about that later?
What's that?
I don't know. You know what it sounds like?
What?
It sounds like Martin when he gets one of his asthma attacks. Oh, this place brings it on a bit with all the dust. I brought him here once and he had a really bad turn.
Well, you don't reckon he's here, do you?
I don't know. Could have found out we were coming and got here first. Martin? 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 No, it must have been a dog.
Well, what were you saying?
I don't think we were saying anything.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, it is you, Martin, isn't it? Stop hiding. Come on. Come on, get here, you silly little bugger.
Oh, is he all right?
I don't know, you okay?
Come on, get in there and change into your uniform. And be quick about it.
How you disappeared?
Door, the silly little bugger.
You heard me, Birdsworth. Change into your uniform.
Well, there's no need to shout, Mr. Fletcher. I'm not doing nothing.
Don't ask me back. Just do as you're told.
Oh, Fancy talking to an old woman like that, and me with me sick ticker. I could have dropped dead at his feet.
If you don't get going, he's liable to make sure of it.
Has Mrs. Davidson been in touch with the police yet?
Yes, she rang to say she'll be in shortly.
Right. Well, I hope you know what you've caused.
Well, you can hardly blame me for this.
But can't I? If you hadn't come waltzing down there in your uniform and stirred up that old dragon, she wouldn't have called the police. I might have a chance to grab Burns before they knew anything about it.
Look, Jim, those papers had to be signed. Now, it's Mrs. Davidson's day off. What else am I supposed to do?
Look, you knew we didn't want to make it public that the women were prisoners.
No, I didn't stop to think.
Oh, that's a great excuse, that is.
He loses a prisoner, tries to blame me. Well, he won't get away with that. Shut up, Bryant.
It's all right, mate. Try and calm down, okay?
Well, it might be the dust, so hadn't we better get him out of here?
No, it's not that. Not this time. It's the way I spoke to him before.
What do you mean?
Oh, he gets like this if he gets upset.
What, breathes funny?
Yeah, it brings on an asthma bout whenever he gets into trouble.
What do you mean he's putting it on?
Oh, no, he can't help it. Oh, I suppose he can sometimes for sympathy, but not this time, I don't reckon.
Oh, don't get upset, Shrimp. Peter's not going to go crooked again.
I went and seen him while he was hiding in the roof. I took his food and everything.
Oh, mate, I know you did, and I'm glad of it. I wouldn't have managed without you.
But now you just want to get rid of me. You don't want me hanging around.
Oh, it's only for your own good, mate. Listen, we're going to be in enough strife on our own without a little kid hanging around.
I'm not a little kid.
Listen, I know that. It's not that I don't want you around. It's just I don't want you to get into any strife. Look, Dad doesn't want anything to do with me, and I don't want him to throw you out too, mate.
I don't care. I want to be with you.
In a real stir, aren't they? Oh, well, it's not too good for them when someone escapes. Well, I reckon Doreen's mad. Nothing worse than being on the run. Oh, surely anything would be better than being locked up in here. Might look that way, honey. But if you spend enough time in a prison, eventually you're left with nowhere to go. It becomes your home. Can you imagine a dump like this being called home?
I want Doreen Burns' file immediately, please, Wendy.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson?
And would you make sure a copy of it is made available to the police?
Yes, I'm just about to knock off, so I'll leave a note for
No,
Doreen.
Wendy, I want you to do it, please. And would you make sure they get good, clear copies of her photograph? Has Doreen Burns had any phone calls recently? Didn't she phone Mrs. Morris yesterday?
I believe she did.
Wendy, would you contact Mrs. Morris and tell her I would like to see her immediately?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson. Here's Burns' file. I have a copy of it.
Thank you.
What do you mean Doreen didn't come back with you?
Just that. She shot through.
By herself? Will she be all right?
No, she's okay. She can look after herself. I'm not worried about her. But the silly little bitch has got a blown the attendance centre project.
Well, why'd she do it? Well, I reckon it was because of that young Peter. He took one look at the cops and shot through, and I reckon the door's gone to look after him.
And what I want to know is why the cops turned up. Mrs. Morris was the only one who knew that kid was there.
Oh, but I don't reckon that
Yes,
Miss
but
Morris...
she wanted Peter to give himself up and said if he didn't, in a couple of hours, she'd have to let the cops know.
Yeah, but they got there not long after that.
Then I think she rang the cops straight away.
Yeah, of course she did. Oh, she's a rotten screw, just like the rest.
Yeah, well, I heard Mrs. Davidson tell her to come in, so there could be some truth in it.
Well, I'm not much interested in what you've got to say, so why don't you go and toddle back to your little mate, Andrea? If you ask me, it's her fault Doreen's gone off.
Andrea's fault. Now, how do you figure that one?
She and her stupid mate's putting the idea of escape into her head.
I just heard Lizzie say she could have gone off with that bloke that you told me about.
Yeah, well, fair enough, but she's been thinking about it ever since that rope came over the fence.
Well, you sure screwed that one up, didn't you?
I don't reckon we should be rowing among ourselves. We're in enough trouble since the escape. I reckon we should be sticking together.
Well, she's too busy sticking with the screws.
Oh, just about had enough. There, she's got that thing in her heart, remember?
Just as long as she remembers.
You can throw your weight around if you like, Bea. But it's going to be a long time before the women forget what you did.
Only if you keep bringing it up. And when are you going to get it through your thick skull that I did what I did to protect the women? Our women! Someone could have been hurt.
Andrea could have been out of here by now if it wasn't for you. You had no right to side with the screws. If a person has a chance to escape from here, then we've got to help them.
Not at the risk of the other women's lives.
Oh, let's forget the whole thing now. It's all water under the bridge. Well, I reckon the important thing now is what's happening with Dor. Oh, I reckon that bloody Mrs. Morris dog Peter is. Oh, I don't know. She's always done the right thing for us before.
Oh, she's still a screw, isn't she? I'm wondering what if it's going to make any difference to you.
To me?
Yeah, to affect your parole.
What do you mean?
Well, everyone knows how friendly you are with Doreen, and they could think you were in.